first thing I think of when I wake up in the morning is that I feel blessed and shocked at the same time, because it's almost unbelievable that I woke up. The pain I feel when I wake up is all over.
But by the time I'm done, I am very exhausted. I am hurting, shaking, can't breathe.
Robert's life is an absolute prison of his own making. His fiancée, Catherine, has to be a structural engineer, a nurse, and a weightlifter just to get him to the bathroom. You see the look on her face? That's the face of someone who knows this isn't sustainable. Robert is trapped, and he's dragging her into the prison with him. He feels the pain, the shame, and the misery of being a ticking time bomb, but what's he doing about it? Nothing. This is a life actively ending.
Watching TV, and his grandparents weren't at home, and he ended up forcing me into a sexually molesting situation. And after the molestation occurred, the boy threatened me and basically said that if I told anybody.
At 9 years old, a neighbor sexually molested him and threatened his life if he ever told anyone. A child terrified into silence, with no one to turn to. So what does he find? Food. The one thing that offers a moment of comfort. A fleeting escape from the horror replaying in his mind. The parents are too busy running their chicken restaurant to notice their son is drowning. Food becomes the secret keeper, the therapist, the only friend he has. That monster didn't just steal his innocence, he planted the seed for this entire catastrophe.
Try to control Robert's food, but he's quite manipulative and he throws tantrums and gets angry. Type of food that Rob wants is always greasy, spicy, filling.
The supply chain of this disaster has a face. It's his own mother, Marlene. She's going to the grocery store, fully aware that her son is dying, and what's on the list? Kielbasa, pierogies, and 2 loaves of Italian bread. She even asks if he wants vegetables and then laughs it off. She claims he's manipulative and throws tantrums, but she's the one buying the poison. She's wishing for a magic wand to fix him while actively handing him the shovel to dig his own grave.
I'm on Dilaudid for pain. I'm on Lasix for my swelling. I'm on Ambien. I'm on melatonin. Babe, what else am I on?
Synthroid.
A single voice of sanity cuts through the noise. Dr. Now enters, and it takes him about 30 seconds to see the real problem. The weight is horrific, yes, 842 pounds is almost unbelievable, but the real demon here is the shopping list of medications, specifically the painkillers. Robert isn't just addicted to food, he's a full-blown pill addict. Dr. Now immediately puts him on notice, admitting him to the hospital not just to control his diet, but to forcibly detox him. He sees the deadly addiction for what it is.
It's all for good.
Doesn't mean I don't worry about losing you.
It breaks my heart to see Catherine cry because I know she genuinely loves me.
This is the moment. He's actually going in for the lymphedema surgery. He lost an incredible amount of weight, over 300 pounds, to get here. He did the work. For a fleeting second, you see a future. You see him and Catherine actually having a life together. He's terrified. She's terrified. And for once, the emotion feels completely real. But you can't ignore the dark cloud hanging over all of this. He's about to face immense legitimate pain, and the one tool he's always used to cope, his precious painkillers, is being taken away.
Since he had surgery.
Lift your arm up.
We had Robert on minimal painkillers, and he wasn't happy with the limits we put on him.
After losing hundreds of pounds, what is Robert's primary concern? Not healing, not his future with Catherine, it's getting his next fix of pain pills. He becomes so consumed by his addiction that when the doctors start weaning him off the medication, he literally rips his sutures open. He intentionally mutilated himself just to get another dose. This is an addict who will burn his entire world down for a high. All that progress flushed away because he refuses to face 1 second of discomfort without being numb. It's absolutely pathetic.
Try to make me look bad in front of people.
I don't try to make you look bad. I'm just trying to get the fact right that you're not getting right.
Just watch this performance. After being nothing but nasty to Catherine, the woman who has put her entire life on hold for him, he turns on the waterworks. But this is a weapon. He's twisting the situation to make himself the victim, trying to make her feel guilty for calling out his inexcusable behavior. He lashes out, tells her to leave, and then expects her to come running back to comfort him. He's not fighting for his life anymore. He's just fighting to control the one person left who hasn't walked away from his toxicity.
See, I fully understand what you mean. The only thing is that my leg is not letting me do it. It's not because...
That's what he's talking about.
Every time you bring it up, he just go back there. I can't get up. I can't get up.
Dr. Now has had enough. He lays it all out on the table, and it is brutal. He tells Robert to stop with the excuses. The pain isn't real, it's the addiction creating a phantom feeling to get what it wants. And the consequences, surgery is off the table. All the plans are canceled. Robert has proven he is not a reliable patient, but a full-blown addict who cannot be trusted. Dr. Now's ultimatum is simple. Get out of that bed and start working, or this is all over.
And then all of a sudden, he says, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I was holding his hand. I said, it's all right, just focus on me. And he kept trying to get a breath in, and then
Catherine's retelling of his final moments is absolutely devastating. He told her he didn't think he would make it through the night. He knew his body had finally paid the price for a lifetime of abuse. His heart gave out, and he was gone. After all the fighting, his addictions won. He had a heart attack. The painkiller dependency destroyed his will to get out of bed, and that immobility sealed his fate. He lost his battle with his demons.
Forcing myself to start each day is just miserable because I've gotten so big. My body feels like I'm in a prison. I'm just trapped.
Rena can barely breathe or move herself, having to act as a full-time caretaker for her boyfriend, Lee. Her body is a prison, but she has to muster the strength to help him with his. This is a horror show of codependency. She's in agony, he's completely helpless, and their entire day is a torturous cycle of pain and exhaustion before it even begins. A living death sentence where the only thing you have to do is take care of the person who is dragging you down with them.
And that's when my mom decided to leave us. She just packed up her stuff and left. When I was at school one day, I just didn't understand.
Rena's own mother didn't just abandon her. She explicitly blamed Rena for the family breaking apart. That is a soul-level wound. Food wasn't a choice for her. It was the only comfort available in a world that told her she was worthless. This is about a childhood soaked in chaos and rejection. The weight is a symptom of a much deeper, much more tragic brokenness that started decades ago.
You said you wanted chips.
Start to shop. I'm so hungry. Once I get home, I know I'm just going to eat everything.
A trip to the grocery store scene is a ritual of mutual poisoning. They roll through the aisles, filling their carts with chips, bacon, and soda like they're stocking up for the apocalypse. This is two addicts fueling each other's addiction in tragic harmony. They think this is a team effort, but it's really a suicide pact on the installment plan. Every item they grab is another nail in both of their coffins, and they're doing it with a smile.
Lee and Renee's bodies are starting to completely fail, so my biggest concern is whether they can stop enabling each other in.
Dr. Now has arrived to drop a truth bomb on this entire situation. He takes one look at them and immediately diagnoses the core issue. He states plainly that they have been enabling each other for years and are dangerously close to death. He gives them the diet and lays down the law, making it crystal clear that this is their last chance. He is the only voice of reason in their world of chaos and excuses.
Stop trying to stick to the diet, and that's worrying me. I can't figure out why he's doing this now, and his temper has been coming back when he's craving something.
And just like that, the addiction rears its ugly head. Lee gets the life-saving surgery and almost immediately starts falling back into his old habits. The man is complaining, making bad food choices, and his temper is flaring up because he can't stuff his feelings down with food anymore. The surgery took away his drug of choice, and now he's in full-blown withdrawal. The real fight, the mental one, is just beginning, and he is losing badly.
Surgery, and now you're playing this kind of game, and you think that's okay? How in the world somebody...
I'm playing in a game. I throw up constantly.
Lee tries to play the victim, making excuses for only losing 9 pounds post-surgery, and Dr. Now is having none of it. He calls Lee out for playing games, for thinking he could just get the surgery and go back to his old ways. This is a strategic dose of tough love. Dr. Now tells him the surgery is working by forcing him to throw up when he overeats, exposing his self-sabotage. When Lee gets angry and tries to leave, Dr. Now holds his ground.
There's only been a couple instances. It ain't like I hit her every day, but you gotta realize what she has done to me, you know. The verbal, screaming and the...
So it sounds like the two of
I have
you...
never...
This therapy session is an absolute powder keg. We find out about Lee's anger and the fact that it has become physical, a line that should never be crossed. Rena finally stands up for herself, and Lee is forced to confront the monster he's become without food as his coping mechanism. It's painful to watch, but this is the breakdown they needed to have. All of that poison had to come out for any real healing to even have a chance of starting.
Operation on Renee. Even though Renee has made a good amount of progress, her body is in extremely poor condition.
Rena is finally getting her surgery. This poor woman has endured her own health scares, her mother's abandonment, and Lee's abusive behavior, yet she kept fighting. She stayed on track while he was falling apart. This surgery is her hard-earned reward for refusing to give up on herself. This is the turning point she deserves, and you can't help but feel a huge sense of relief for her.
And that's total weight loss of 273 pounds.
great.
And Renee, you're down to 306.
The final weigh-in is just stunning. Lee has lost a total of 273 pounds, and Rena has lost 243 pounds. They look like completely different people. Lee is no longer the helpless, angry man in the bed. He's out buying birthday flowers for Rena, showing genuine love and appreciation. And Rena is out shopping for clothes in a regular store, feeling good about herself for the first time in forever. They broke the cycle of abuse and codependency. This is what success looks like.
I have no life. My legs can't even hold my weight anymore. I can't get up. I can't walk. I'm trapped.
Marla is completely bedridden, a prisoner in her own body, and her world has shrunk to the size of a mattress. She can't move, she can't wash herself, she can't do a single thing without her children becoming her caretakers. This is a living nightmare, a slow-motion burial. You can see the despair radiating from her, the profound trap she's in.
I tried to break up with my boyfriend at the time. He lost it, and he took me hostage. He held me at gunpoint, and I thought I was gonna die.
Here's the trauma that lit the fuse. A boyfriend takes her hostage at gunpoint, and the terror that follows just breaks her mind. The kind that makes the entire world outside your door feel like a threat. She hides from a man who wants her dead and finds solace in the one thing that can't betray her: food. It's a wound so deep that it gets packed with calories instead of being allowed to heal. She survived a monster only to begin a slow, deliberate self-destruction.
I love food. I'm a junk food junkie.
When we go shopping for her, it's not what she needs to be eating, what she should be eating.
The daughter, Adele, functions as a junk food delivery service. She knows it's poison, but she brings it anyway because it makes Marla happy. This is a definition of enabling. It's easier to give in and provide the temporary comfort of pizza rolls than it is to deal with the conflict of saying no. So, the cycle continues, powered by misguided affection and a total refusal to enforce boundaries. How is she ever supposed to get better?
Marla,
Hey, Dr. Now.
how are you? Gonna get me in, okay?
Okay.
Marla is not looking good.
The moment Marla arrives at the hospital, Dr. Now cuts right through the nonsense. He doesn't see a victim. He sees a patient in catastrophic organ failure who is hours away from dying. While the family is just trying to get through the day, he's looking at the hard medical facts. This woman's body is shutting down, and her ridiculous trip in a van was nearly a fatal mistake. Dr. Now is the wake-up call, the dose of brutal honesty in a world built on excuses.
You ready for us? No.
Yes or no? Not yet. Y'all can come back. They need to understand that it has to happen in my own time.
All right, Miss Marla.
Barely a moment into her hospital stay, and the sabotage begins. It's time for physical therapy, the first tiny step towards reclaiming her life. And what does she do? She refuses. She just flat out says no. The therapists are there, ready to help, but Marla has decided she's not ready. The habit of helplessness has become her identity. You have a team of professionals whose entire job is to get you moving, and you just wave them away? Pathetic.
All you gotta do is stand up. You sitting there saying, don't touch you for what, Mama? Don't touch me, Mama.
You always like that at home?
When Dr. Now and Sierra finally push back against the excuses, Marla throws a full-blown fit. The yelling, the defiance, the "don't touch me." But this is a necessary implosion. She is finally being confronted with a reality she cannot control, where her old tactics no longer work. This is the moment where the old dysfunctional self has to die. She's fighting everyone, but really she's fighting the terrifying prospect of having to take responsibility for her own life.
How y'all doing?
Good.
So, it seems like since you left the hospital, you haven't lost much of weight, huh?
Dr. Now has had enough. This is the last chance. He tells her point blank that she is running out of time, and that if she doesn't get up right now, there is nothing more anyone can do for her. This is a final, dramatic ultimatum delivered with the full weight of medical authority. He calls in the EMTs to force the issue, a brilliant strategic move to eliminate any possible excuse.
1, 2.
Go. All right. Keep pushing your weight on.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
With the EMTs and Dr. Now surrounding her, she actually does it. She stands up for the first time in forever. You can see the shock and flicker of pride on her face. This is the hard-won victory. It took an ultimatum and a team of people, but the spell is finally broken. She was convinced she couldn't, but the reality is she just wouldn't. This single act proves that the surgery wasn't a magic cure. It was the tool she needed, but the real work had to come from her.
All right.
There you go. Good job.
I'm so proud of myself. Makes me feel like I can do anything.
About 300 pounds less, huh?
She's walking to the scale herself. The number confirms it, a massive weight loss. But the real victory is the look on her face. It's genuine pride. She finally understands that she had to do it for herself. Her daughter is hopeful again. Their relationship has a chance to heal, and Marla is no longer a prisoner. She sees the opportunity at the last possible second.
Can you come do my legs? Once I get out the shower, my daughter comes in and she'll clean out the back of my legs.
Cynthia, a prisoner in her own body, in so much pain that just getting out of bed is a monumental task. Her 11-year-old daughter, Ukiah, has to come in and wash the parts of her mother's body that she can't reach. A child. This is a level of dependency that has inverted the parent-child relationship. The little girl is forced into the role of a caretaker, robbed of a normal childhood because her mother's addiction has physically crippled her.
And that feeling of loneliness and rejection just got worse over time. In high school, Valentine's Day was the worst day of the year for me.
And here is the trauma reel backstory that explains the present-day catastrophe. It's a childhood defined by loneliness, bullying, and feeling utterly worthless. The pain culminates in a Valentine's Day suicide attempt, a desperate act from someone who felt completely unlovable. When food becomes the only comfort, the only friend that doesn't judge, the path is set. This isn't an excuse, it's a diagnosis. The foundation of her entire adult life was built on a cracked and broken sense of self.
So you weigh 610 pounds. Tell me about your eating habits.
My weight has gotten out of control, and I have some pretty unhealthy eating habits.
Cynthia walks in, and the number is a staggering 610 pounds. While she talks about her unhealthy eating habits, Dr. Now cuts straight to the point. He sees right through the mountain of excuses and identifies the core problem. She is living in a house overflowing with food, constantly cooking for 5 kids, and has zero control. He isn't just a surgeon, he's an exorcist here to cast out the demons of denial. His 1,200-calorie diet is the first dose of reality Cynthia has had in years.
There's no time to do anything but get fast food. And there's really no such thing as healthy fast food.
After weeks of supposed dieting, Cynthia's solution to a long day with her 5 kids is to pull into a fast food joint for ice cream and fries. She frames it as a necessity, a simple reality of her busy life. But let's call it what it is: an addict feeding her addiction and teaching her children the exact same coping mechanisms. This isn't a treat, it's a lesson in emotional eating. She's creating a household where food is the answer to stress and exhaustion. It's a cycle of dysfunction being passed down to the next generation.
So you lost 24 pounds. Tell me about your eating habit and what changes you made.
In the beginning, it was kind of hard, and I just
The first follow-up and it's already a failure. The goal was 30 pounds. The result, 24. A mere 6 pounds short, but it might as well be 100. Cynthia immediately launches into a prepared speech of excuses, claiming it was just too hard at first and that she made bad choices when she got super hungry. She's not taking responsibility. She's narrating her failure as if she were a spectator. Dr. Now sees it, of course. He knows that these bad choices are the entire reason she's here. She's not ready for surgery because she hasn't even begun to fight her own impulses.
I paid to get down the text for this doctor. My kids look at me every goddamn night. Mama, what's for dinner? Sometimes I don't have a...
This is a full-blown narcissistic tantrum. After finding out she gained 4 pounds, Cynthia explodes in the car. Suddenly, her failure is everyone else's fault. It's the financial burden of the trips, the stress of feeding her kids, the sacrifice her brother is making. She weaponizes her anger, screaming and swearing that she's done with the whole thing. This is about accountability, and she wants none of it. She would rather burn the whole bridge down than admit for 1 second that she, and she alone, is responsible for what she puts in her mouth.
Indication of falling off your diet.
I haven't been going to the gym.
What?
Haven't been exercising.
After she dares to show up having gained weight, Dr. Now unleashes the fury. He completely dismisses her pathetic excuse about having a respiratory infection, correctly pointing out that a cold doesn't magically make you gain weight. He tells her point blank that her diet is a disaster, and that there is absolutely no chance he's approving her for surgery. He makes it crystal clear. Her life is on the line. She is failing miserably, and the only person who can fix it is her. No more excuses, no more sickness sob stories. Lose the weight or get out.
Lost from day 1, 77 pounds. That's a very good turnaround. You feel any better? You lost?
After skipping an appointment and gaining weight, Cynthia returns 2 months later, and the scale says 533 pounds. She actually did it. She lost a jaw-dropping 77 pounds in total. Dr. Now is visibly stunned, calling it a very good turnaround. He's so impressed that he finally gives her the green light for surgery, pending a few tests. It's the victory she's been fighting for, a truly shocking moment of success. But the question lingers, hanging in the air like the smell of hospital sanitizer. Has the mindset actually changed, or was this just a desperate, fear-driven sprint to the finish line?
I don't need him trying to make connections to things that aren't there. I never use food to deal with my emotions. And anyone telling me that's what my issue is doesn't know me.
And there it is, the final act of self-destruction. Post-surgery, with the tool that could save her life literally inside of her, Cynthia rejects the one thing that could make it work: therapy. She sits there, completely defiant, insisting she has no emotional triggers and just loves to eat. Then, she makes the fatal decision to stop seeing Dr. Now altogether, deciding to do things her way. This is the ultimate failure. She's choosing to remain psychologically broken. She has won the battle against the scale, but is willingly surrendering the war for her mind.